Hello again, everybody. Shane Carter here, Hampshire Capital, along again with my friend and business associate, Eddie Austin, the VP of our investor relations here at Hampshire Capital. And today we're gonna change topics a little bit. We're just gonna talk a little bit about mindset. Eddie and I are both big mindset guys. We believe it's the genesis of everything great that happens in your life, personally, professionally, and otherwise. And as an organization, we absolutely believe in the power of mindset. So yeah, Eddie, why don't you kick us off? What is our mindset topic of the week here?
So, I want to back to the very beginning of understanding what being an entrepreneur really meant to me. And I had a gentleman that we were building a large sculpture for, and he was invested in a lot of real estate. I really looked up to him. He was a mentor. And with that, he asked me one of the questions that left me with the longest 45-minute ride home that I've ever had. And so we sit down, we're asking, he's like, Eddie, I know you do a lot of things. You got a day job, you got your own company, and you're doing these things. I think it's great, but I think you're leaving a lot on the table. And I said, okay, so help me out. And he said, well, can you imagine what Eddie Austin would be capable of if he didn't have a job? Well, we all ask ourselves the question, what are we capable of at the job? The running joke, you're at work and you look up the clock. You're like, what would I be doing right now if I didn't have a job? Or if you weren't doing X, what would you be able to get done? So when he asked me that question, it's almost like I gave myself permission to not have a job and to pursue other ventures that gave me my time back to work on things that was more important to me, because it gave me time to work on my purpose to help other people do things, employ people, invest with other people, give my time to other people where normally I wouldn't. So for me, I guess that was my take on giving myself permission that I could leave a day job and I could be an entrepreneur. Because before, I'd always joked about it. I'd always dreamed about it. But until I was truly asked that question, I never really thought about actually doing it. It never really activated my mind to say, okay, I should do this. What am I capable of? Got me to ask my own question. Look in the mirror and say, what are you capable of?
I love it. Same here, man. That very similar story. I've been self-employed, for 2 decades plus now, and entrepreneurs started businesses, and they were successful, but I was always at a bit of a ceiling, right? And I had my small multifamily holdings, and I had my business income. Everything was fine, but I always felt like there was something more. There has to be something more, right? And it wasn't until I came, same concept, right? Until I gave myself permission was when I really actually took off spiritually, business wise, and really as a person that can really affect the world in a positive way, was when I just granted myself permission. When I finally realized nobody was going to do it for me. Nobody was going to come stand before me and say, aha, Shane, you have now reached this moment in life, and I now anoint you worthy. You may now proceed with going to the next level and becoming all that you can be. No one was going to do that for me. I had to anoint myself worthy, and I sort of did that. It wasn't a formal ceremony, but I did it, and I said, you know what, you're worthy. You can go out and do this. Right. Nothing's holding you back but you, man. Go. And that's when everything really took off. It's just a mindset shackle that it needs to be released.
It really is. And I think when you come down to it, when you really look back, you had ran other business and other companies successfully for other people. You essentially should have realized that you had your experience to be a successful entrepreneur or a business owner at that time, because you've done it for other people. You probably managed for other people. It's just you never really thought about, I could do that for myself.
Yeah, that's right. And we probably should save a whole other episode about your why and why do we do this. But you brought up something in what you just discussed, Eddie, that hit home for me, which is it's really about helping others, right? I mean, we help everyone within our company. We help our investors. We help our residents. It is a culture of giving. It's a culture of doing well by doing good. And that, to me, is really important. That's who we are and why we do what we do. But beyond that, any personal wealth that I accumulate in this life is really the entire purpose is to really serve and give back to society. That is the purpose of the wealth that I will accumulate. And my children are being raised with that as their mantra. That is the goal. That is our role. That is our responsibility. And we are to be giving back and helping and improving society in every way that we can, right? And that's a big, big mission. But
oh man,
it only takes one step.
Yes, you've touched on a subject right there that brings up a point that I have so many people that ask me the question, dude, what is your deal? Why do you feel like that you need to have this X number of dollars worth of wealth? Like, why do you thrive to be so rich? Is this some egotistic goal? And I said, no. I mean, I don't even like speaking in my own bio about myself because I feel like it's viewed egotistically. I would rather someone be hired to say, this is who Eddie is. But for me, I realized that, yeah, I probably worked 80 to 100 hours a week. I made 6 figures plus a year in almost every job I worked. But how much was left on the table that I could truly give away? And that's the part that really bothered me. And that's why I started chasing that entrepreneurial dream is, okay, this company still doesn't give me enough money to truly give back. If my parents called me up and said, oh my God, son, we've lost our Social Security and we need, $1,500, $1,800 a week, I wanted to just set them up on a continuous wire where I just wired them that X numbers of dollars every single month. And when I worked for someone else or I've worked in a partnership with other companies, I never had enough money to do that. But that was always the dream. It was to be able to have enough to give back. And I think that's what I was always chasing. It wasn't to work 80 hours a week. It wasn't to be the highest paid guy. It was to be able to have enough money, financial pundency to be able to give away.
Yeah. 100%, man. And one of the phrases that I like is that giving is a muscle, right? You gotta exercise it, right? Just like other exercises. Here we sit, January 23. Folks are making and hopefully not breaking their New Year's resolutions. But for most people, it's going to the gym and working out, right? And trying to build their muscles and their health and their cardio and their fitness. And their physical well-being. Well, guess what? Giving is also a muscle that needs to be flexed. And so whatever state you're at, if you practice giving, whatever financial position you're in, if you practice giving now, you will actually attract more money to be able to give more. And it seems counterintuitive, but that is how it works, right? The more you give, the more you get, the more you can give. And then that is a positive loop cycle that just continues to repeat on itself.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to mindset, I feel like you have to be a daily practitioner of keeping the negative out, and keeping the positive in, to exercise your mind to think in a positive fashion. So many times it's so easy to react to some problems that maybe cause you to react to every problem and not be proactive at all. And it ruins the mindset. And sometimes you have to be downright rude to say, you know what, I'm not going to accept this negative thought process right now.
That's right.
I'm just not going to do that. I will find a positive outcome and I will get back to you.
That's exactly right.
That's powerful.
Well, Eddie, we got to wrap this one up, but I'm really glad that you gave yourself permission and that you're a part of our organization and doing the amazing things that you do. I really appreciate it.
Same to you, my friend.
All right. We'll see you on the next one.